This is doing a headliner job in a 2002 Buick Lesabre Custom. And I just want to kind of show a video on how to do that. This is actually the first headliner I've ever done. I've reviewed a few videos on YouTube on how to do this. Decided to do it myself. There's several bolts that you have to take out on the sides here for the handles, and then you just gotta pop off the plastic here. I just took a flathead screwdriver, a large flathead screwdriver, and stuck it up underneath this plastic lip here, and just pried it off. And it pops just off. It's just held on by metal clips. One area that I had a little bit of trouble with was with the visors. There's actually a spot up here where they unscrew, and then the wiring, you have to actually pull the headliner down to get the wiring to the plastic clip to get them loose. And then as well for the mirror, you just have to take a screw out, pop it off the windshield, and then once you get the headliner down, you should be able to just come unclip. Relatively simple once you get everything down. The easiest way to get the headliner out of the car is to put the front seat, recline it all the way back, and push it all the way back in place against the back seat. And what I did was I just went back here, opened up the rear passenger door, and then just turned it. It's probably a little bit easier if you put the driver's side seat down as well, but I didn't have to do it. And it came out relatively easily. It comes right out the back door here. Once I got it out of the car, sorry if the camera's shaky, got it up on a kind of a place to set it steady here, and went ahead and ripped the fabric off the top of the headliner board. And these headliner boards are not cardboard. Looks like there's some kind of fiberglass or plastic that they're made out of. So you got to be a little bit careful when you rip the fabric off. Do it very slowly. Start on a corner and just work your way down. And there's several plugs that are going to have to come off with the headliner board in the back. This is actually a back driver's side plug that just comes loose. Anyways, there weren't any overlapping parts on the back side of this at all. There were just, looks like the factory just had the fabric come up to each edge here all the way around. So if you want to overlap your fabric, go ahead and do that, but if not, it probably doesn't matter. And then I've actually started taking a brush, like a dishwashing brush, and then just scrape it. And you'll see the foam come free. You want to get all that loose debris off of there, so that you can actually give your glue and your new fabric a good place to stick to. Probably going to actually have to get a little bit better brush than that. That brush doesn't seem to be doing too good of a job, but just be careful the type of abrasive brush that you use. You don't want to take the fiberglass backing down. You just want to take that loose foam off the top. Just wanted to show you all, I've been scraping on this with that brush there. I noticed that if you use the more, see it's got a sharp edge on the back here, just scrape it, and it'll come right off. Most of the foam will come right off. And then you just want to, I've been kind of, once I get the foam clear, I do this, and it's, it'll get me kind of a little bit that's left off. But these edges right here, I've just taken this hand, metal brush here and just scraping, and it just comes right off. So just kind of be gentle with it when you do it, but it'll come off nice and clean. Just continue on, and when we get finished with it, we'll throw some glue on it and get some fabric on it. Once you get all your foam off, that is what it should look like. Just a fiberglass board. This is what the back side of it looks like. basically it once you get it all cleaned up. It took me probably an hour to get it to look relatively clean, all the foam off of it. There are a few spots that, you know, they don't have to be perfect, but there's a few spots where there's a little bit of glue left over, really. But I tried to hit them with a wire brush and it won't come completely out, so I don't think it's going to make a difference when we put it all together. Alright, now we're going to go to the fabric store and see if we can find some foam back fabric. Okay, went and bought some foam back fabric that matches the color of the interior. I bought 2.5 yards to cover the entire headboard. I've already done half of it. I glued, basically, you're supposed to glue, you spray the glue onto the headboard itself evenly, then spray the liner as well, and then fold it over. So we're going to do the second half here. I'm going to go ahead and spray glue it on video. We're using a 3M Foam Fast 74 clear spray adhesive. About $10 a can. Just going to spray the adhesive on here evenly. Hopefully it won't run out. Kind of lower feel. You just want to wait for that glue to get tacky once you're finished spraying. You'll be able to touch it with your finger, and have it just, you'll have a sticky feeling to it. It won't actually come off the pad or the headliner board. Alright, I'm going to spray, I think there's probably plenty of glue on here. Actually glue the headliner, you know. The exact same thing I did to the other side. This stuff has a capping range of around 10 seconds to 10 minutes, depending on the temperature outside. Might want to set the camera down on the bench there. When you do this, you make sure when we set down this way, you make sure we hold it up.
Okay.
Make sure it's all the way there.
How do you get this out of the car?
Pull out the back passenger. Yeah. Go with it.
Wow. off. Yeah.
Work the wrinkles out. Make sure you got a nice smooth edge on all your contours on the board itself. Alright, well, got all the wrinkles out of it. Everything's nice and smooth. Next step is to go through and put the board over and cut all our holes for our accessories and do the trimming on the outside edge of the board all the way around, taking off the excess material. Other than that, it looks pretty decent for the first time ever doing it. Anybody that has the time can do this job. I've so far only spent $40 to get the material and the glue. Other than just spending the time taking it apart, you can save yourself $200 or $300 just doing it yourself. Alright, so you can see I've trimmed all the edges on the board all the way around. Make sure that you check all your edges and make sure that they've got good adhesion to the board. So take it just a glance around the board, feel all your edges. I had to actually re-glue the back side here because it was hanging off when I flipped the board over to cut it. And there's actually a spot that I just sprayed that I need to smooth out right over here. Remember, just to let your glue tacky all the way around. The only thing that's left now is to kind of go through and cut all your edges, more defined along the board, and then put it back in the car. And I'll show you one more video on how to put that thing back in. Ran out of light last night trying to put everything back together, but I got it mostly back in. A few of the trim pieces need to go back in on the front. But this is what it should look like when it's finished. A brand new headliner. Everything looks smooth and good. Just make sure you get it back in, center it back. Like I said, putting it back in, you're going to have to squeeze it through this back passing your door. Recline the seats all the way back, and it should go in with, you might have to squeeze it a little bit. I had to squeeze mine just a little bit just to get it in there. But other than that, it looks good. Everything looks good. It's all together. When you put your trim pieces back in, make sure that these all snap back in. There's a rubber lip here that will end up on both sides sliding on the back side of this plastic. Just take a screwdriver. I took a flathead screwdriver and just wiggled it up all the way up until this lip is sitting on the outside of this plastic trim. It also helps if you have two people to do it. I had a real hard time doing it last night by myself because I kept having to go back and forth from the front to the back. And when you get the back piece in, the front doesn't want to go in because the rubber is actually blocking it. So if you have two people, you can just work together, get it up in place, and then just slam it up in place. But other than that, that's it. That's the headliner on a Buick. I still got a little bit more trim work to do, but other than that, we're about done.